And a very warm welcome back to the podcast with me in your ears for another fabulous week of the Hayley Osborne Show. I am Hayley and I am your host. I am your clever, amazing, beautiful, intelligent, all the nice things host. Because if you don't say those things about yourself, uh, you can't expect other people to say them about you. So, it comes hand in hand with your brand, who you are, what you do, what you create, and the ability to be able to crown yourself with all of those things, I think is magical. So, with that, I hope that you had a great weekend. I went to a unicorn party and it was fantastic. And I have myself a unicorn tattoo on my hand. That is fake. Yes, I don't have any tattoos. I don't want any tattoos ever. But I'm cool with the fake ones. And my kids, they're boys, so they do not have a unicorn tattoo on their hand. They have, I think one of them has a Captain America and the other one has an Iron Man. And that's what they wanted. So that is cool. But it was a unicorn party. There was a unicorn at this party, a little pony dressed as a unicorn. And oh my God, it was the cutest. And can I just say, like when I was 5, I never had a pony at a party. And my, how things have changed in a really cool way. And I love that for our kids. And I just don't want them to be like, oh, I don't know, growing up in this world where everything is instant and all the things, it stresses me out, but it's good as well. And there's a lot more opportunities and all the things. Anyway, all right, we are like literally teetering on almost 200 podcast episodes, and I cannot believe it. And I just want to thank you for tuning in every week and listening to me. I am very grateful. We're at 198 today. And today I want to talk about your brand is speaking. It is every single day, but is it saying the truth? And, are your clients hearing that? And when you are not live, which you can't be live all the time, like how many of you go live even once a week? That's a really important question. But so when people are interacting with your brand, it is uh, you versus one person. What do they see? So these people, your clients, your ideal clients, the people that are in your world that love your content, they're doing it in their time, okay, which is not necessarily when you're online. So what that means is they're looking at what you're doing, stuff that is already out there, static content, static marketing material, okay, whether it be video, whatever, but it's already in the world, or it be your website. And is it saying your truth? Okay. Is your brand speaking your truth? Have you ever looked at your content, your website, your Instagram and thought, this looks good, but it doesn't feel like me anymore? Because I think there is a truth that nobody talks about in marketing, and it is your brand is always speaking. But the real question is it telling the truth? Okay. Is it now you? Like we build our websites and into the version of what we are at the time, and we create our content in the version of what we are at the time. But when you get busy, do you refer back and go, stock take, check, is it up to date? Is it now speaking to the person that I am and that I am becoming behind my business? Because I often see with the clients that I work with, especially in the health and wellness space, there becomes a huge disconnect. And then showing up becomes really, really hard. And it becomes something that is very misaligned. And then all of a sudden you can't show up anymore. And I see this all the time with health brands. And I know that you are so brilliant at what you do and you have studied so long to show up for your clients that you deeply ugh. It's Monday morning. I'm recording this. I am like on fire and I don't even know why that happened. But sometimes I'm just so passionate. Sometimes I get too excited. And I know that you deeply care about your clients too. Like I deeply care about this podcast and I deeply care about having this information in your ears so that you can ask yourself these important questions and show up differently because the world needs more of what you have to offer. Okay. You are changing lives and you deeply care about those people that you are helping. But your brand, let's talk about that. Is it safe? Are you playing safe? Are you trying to be too polished? Are you thinking that if I show up like this, because this is what a professional needs to look like, this will work? And what happens is you end up creating a version of your brand that is no longer sounding or looking like you. And then it starts to feel like a costume or a wig that you wear from time to time that is not really you. It looks right, it sounds right, but it doesn't feel right. And your audience eventually over time can feel that, especially if you consult face to face. Okay, where it's like when you always put filters on your content, and then you might show up at a marketing event or networking event or whatever it looks like, and people are going to be like, oh, what's happening here? This is not the person that I thought that they were, right? So don't be doing that, because there's more and more human interaction now than ever because we're craving it. And so have a think about if your business is starting to feel like a costume or not. And then that begs a problem. Okay, it starts to not feel good. It starts to not feel right, and your audience can feel that. And they'll feel it online, and then they'll feel it in person when they eventually meet you, if they book with you. Okay. And it's something that isn't necessarily a conscious thing, but it is an energetic thing. And we all know that. Okay. So marketing will amplify your truth. And this is something that I say all the time, that marketing amplifies what's already there. Okay. So if your message is unclear, it amplifies confusion. All right. If your positioning is safe, it amplifies invisibility. Okay. And if your brand isn't fully you, and I love this bit, it will amplify and sing out a bit more of a disconnect. And that sucks, because I know that we're not trying to show up like that. We're not trying to be that person, but we fall into this pattern of just doing what's always been done, what feels safe, but it's not necessarily right for us. And change is hard and it feels uncomfortable. And this is where lots of health professionals get stuck. And I get it. That's really normal, but it's time that then you recognize that and do something about it. Okay. I think that you think that there is something that is an issue around visibility, but what the actual issue is around truth and showing up as the version that you are now. And that takes work. So when I do my social media strategies and my marketing strategies for my clients, I recommend that they get done every 12 months, because you should be evolving. You should be changing. You should not be the same person that you were 12 months ago. And therefore, everything around you needs to evolve, which means your business and your brand. What does that look like? And honestly, like, if you're not the face of the brand, that's cool. But if you look at it from a non-personal brand, digital marketing and the speed of which it is evolving is at the speed of light. There are changes that are happening so fast in this space, and I love it. But what I see too is businesses, okay, non-personal brand businesses creating in a really old-fashioned way. Okay, and it doesn't have to be that way. We also need to step up. Okay, and this is where lots of people get stuck as well, because it's like, well, now I don't know what to say. I don't know how to show up. Am I playing against the rules, okay, of what health professionals can and can't say? Okay, and I think that it's okay. It's okay to feel that way, but you haven't really claimed what you stand for. You haven't really claimed who you are. You haven't really claimed how you want to show up. Okay. And they're the businesses that end up being diluted and not heard. And there is a cost of not telling the truth. Okay. You second guessing everything, that sucks. And it doesn't feel good when all you want to do is show up and be you. And then you start to overthink your content, which also sucks, because overthinking is time that is being wasted. And you are also looking at what everyone else is doing, and that sucks too, because that doesn't actually feel good in your core. And then, as a byproduct of all those little things, you attract the wrong people, and they don't value who you are and what you do. They don't fully understand you. And it's pretty tiring. I think it's pretty exhausting. I mean, we've all been there where we have had an evolution of ourselves and our business, and we have moved and morphed into that new person, and that person that wants to exist in this space, but we leave behind our messaging, our marketing, our growth, and that they then become disconnected, that doesn't feel good. And then it doesn't feel like it's yours. Okay. So, what does the truth actually look like? It doesn't mean oversharing. And I am the first person to say that. Please don't overshare. Please don't cry on your on your reels or whatever it is. It doesn't mean being loud and overbearing for the sake of it. Because I don't like that at all. And I'm not an oversharer. I think some things should be private and should stay that way. And that's fine to have an element of privacy. I don't share like my house. I don't share like my children on my socials. That's not my porn. I share my brain, okay, and what I stand for. And I just think oversharing for the sake of it is just noise, okay, and it's just detracting from what you actually want to say, and it means misalignment. So I think to be in alignment, your messaging needs to reflect how you actually think and how you've leveled up and how you're thinking now. It needs to sound like how you speak. Okay, I've had instances in the past where I've rocked up to something and like I have actually someone has said to me, "Wow, Hayley, you are the same in person as you are online, as you are the words on your website, like everything. You're the same. That's how you are." Correct, because I don't want to show up and be like, "Oh, she's so different to what she is online." That doesn't work for me. And I think that, you're probably thinking, oh, it's easy for you to say you're really confident. Well, I'm not. It's taken practice and it's taken hard work. And thanks to this podcast and, showing up on stages and doing the hard things that feels like shit at the time has actually allowed me to step into this version of me. So when your outside matches your inside, okay, everything changes. You then start to attract your ideal client and the people that you want to help and the people that you want to work with. Everything starts to not feel so forced, which is so lovely. Everything starts to resonate a little bit better. And then you stop chasing and it feels so good. And you start attracting the people that you want into your world. So, what's the practical thing that you can do with this information that I've given you today to start thinking, yeah, this is me? So here's where I want you to start. I want you to ask yourself, where am I filtering my brand and myself? Okay. And what am I holding back because I think it's too much? And then where am I choosing approval over alignment? Don't do that. And then start telling the truth. That's it. The truth in the way that you write, in the way you create content, in the way that you position yourself. And I think don't do it all at once, just do it subtly. And then the shift will just be the shift. Okay. And I think your brand's already speaking. Okay. Every post, everything you do, every interaction, every direct message, every blog, every podcast, if you have one, is already speaking to everybody. And it's one person. So, hello, yes, I'm in your ears. And I love that. And the real opportunity for you here is let it tell the truth. Okay. Because when it tells the truth, when everything about you, post captions, interactions, messages, all the things, you have deeper connections. Your messages are more real that you get because people love you. You attract better clients that are more suited to you, and your business finally feels like yours. And that's a really lovely place to be in. And it does take one thing, and that is being consistent, not for a month, not for 8 weeks, for the whole year and beyond. Okay. Because if you want the things, you have to sit down and do the hard work first. Okay. And that exists in the form of a strategy. Okay. And that I can help you with that through my VIP days or through a social media strategy specifically or a marketing strategy specifically. And I've done a few for different clients recently and I love it. And I love the results that it gets, including VIP days. They are honestly where the biggest shifts happen. And I love that. So if something's resonated with you in this podcast, send me a message on Instagram. I'm always up for a chat and I'm always up to try and help you to realign and achieve that next level of growth and success for you and for your brand and for your business. Got to go now, guys. Have the best day ever. Okay, see ya.